When the eldest brother played the surveillance footage, did they realize they had wrongfully blamed their sister? It turned out that just a moment earlier, the adopted daughter had accidentally fallen into the swimming pool. At a crucial moment, the girl had selflessly saved the adopted daughter, almost drowning herself in the process. However, shortly after, the adopted daughter stormed in with the family, accusing the girl. She falsely claimed the girl had pushed her into the water to try to kill her. The family didn't give the girl a chance to explain. Without hesitation, they began to hurl insults at her. The mother, in a fit of rage, beat her severely. The two brothers stood by, not stopping the assault. Instead, they encouraged their mother. After 18 strikes, the girl couldn't bear it any longer. She grabbed the feather duster and declared that those 18 hits repaid her debt for being born. As for the money she had spent over the past 3 years, she promised to repay every cent. From that moment on, she intended to sever all ties with her family. At this, the adopted daughter feigned concern, advising the girl not to anger their mother. But the girl was no longer weak. She pushed the adopted daughter into the pool right in front of everyone, and said that the adopted daughter couldn't swim, seeing her struggling in the pool, pleading for help. The family had no time to continue berating the girl. Instead, they rushed to rescue the adopted daughter. After returning to the damp, worn-out storage room, the girl quietly packed her only set of clothes. She had no feelings left for the E family, and resolutely left the place that had caused her so much suffering. For 3 years since she was brought into the E family's home, she had been subjected to the adopted daughter's bullying every day. The family, bound by blood, not only failed to defend her, they would often step in to reprimand her. Over time, the adopted daughter became even more arrogant and domineering, frequently setting traps for the girl. The family never bothered to understand the situation. They firmly believed that the girl was the problem. The insults and false accusations she endured were countless. No matter how she tried to explain, her mother and brothers refused to believe her. Their only concern was whether the adopted daughter was hurt. Eventually, the girl was heartlessly cast out, but the foster daughter had no intention of keeping the girl alive. Fortunately, fate granted the girl a second chance at life. She was reborn on the night the adopted daughter fell into the pool and falsely accused her. In this lifetime, she resolutely chose to leave the E family, vowing to start a new life and live differently. The girl, with nowhere else to go, was taken in by her best friend. Seeing the room that her friend's family had thoughtfully prepared for her, she couldn't help but feel emotional, recalling the harshness and coldness of the E family. She knew that if she wanted to change her fate, she needed to earn money. Using the knowledge from her past life, she knew exactly how to make quick cash. Meanwhile, after being pushed into the pool, the adopted daughter was rescued and rushed to the hospital. The eldest brother, seeing that the adopted daughter still hadn't regained consciousness, furiously went to confront the girl. But when he entered her room, he was stunned, learning that she had lived in a storage room for 3 years. His first reaction was to think it was a ploy for sympathy, and when he learned that she had completely severed ties with the E family, his anger only intensified. Elsewhere, the girl took her friend to the largest record store in the city. She bought all of Jim's albums, although GM wasn't famous in mainland China yet. After tonight, her album prices would skyrocket dozens of times over. The girl planned to make a fortune selling the albums. The E family was still criticizing the girl for going too far. The mother was convinced that the girl had no money, and that she would eventually come crawling back, asking them to take her in. At that moment, the eldest brother took out the surveillance footage from that day at the pool. After watching it, both the eldest brother and the father admitted that they had wrongfully blamed the girl. However, the adopted daughter claimed she hadn't clearly explained the situation at the time, because they were all so angry she didn't dare to say. However, the two brothers favored their adopted daughter, arguing that even if the incident was not the girl's fault, her attitude was still too disrespectful.